about being with you today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. My
Oh
mic
yeah.
sound nice. Check
Check
one.
one.
Super excited about being with you today in our brand new studio. Uh,
Bruh, speak those things, huh? Come
yes,
on,
sir.
man.
Undisclosed location.
Speak those things.
But we are, man. It's just good to be here, man. Good
It
to see you,
is.
my brother.
It's really good to
You
be
know,
here.
we're
Good,
talking
great
about
to
some
see
good
you.
stuff behind the scenes.
We
Y'all keep
are.
praying for us, man.
We are. We
We're gonna
are.
take 26 over,
So
one way or the other.
I thank people that were praying for my daughter, Micah, who was hospitalized. You know, Micah, we always call her the prophetess evangelist in the text. So
Yes, sir.
she definitely in the book.
That's
And
right.
she had twins, so she been MIA, but doing her mommy duties. But she had some trouble breathing, so we were in prayer for her. Was hospitalized for a few days, and now it's back with the twins, with her husband,
Yes,
and
sir.
God is blessing.
Win, win, win.
A
That's a
win.
win.
Thank you. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your prayers and all that. We
Amen.
love it. And Pastor was saying he can appreciate and relate to having twins. So that's a different, that conversation is a production in itself, I'm sure.
It
What say
is.
you?
It is. I love being the father of twin daughters, particularly the ones that I have.
Right.
But in those early days, the definition is tired.
Man,
It's just
man.
tired. I mean, forget about sleep. You just got to catch it when you catch it. And yeah, man, labor of love, but
Mhm.
it's all worth it.
She she is also breastfeeding, keeping everything very natural, which is great. The kids
Yep.
are growing, but a challenge. So put it like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
encouraging everyone to breastfeed. Um, I think it's something that we don't really discuss in our community enough. You know,
No.
melanated people, but uh, you, ma'am, sister, queen, daughter, auntie, mother, breastfeed. Because Similac, which they'll give to you if you're on EBT or WIC or those things, they give you certain formulas. But Similac, I did a story on this. Similac actually has potassium hydroxide in it,
Right.
which is also found in paint thinner and a few other things.
Right.
So, that being said, breastfeed.
Yep. I mean, it just kind of makes sense for a child to receive nourishment from its mother, like all the rest of the animals, if you will.
Yeah,
And that's got to be
it just makes sense.
what nature intended. Even if you're not a believer in the Almighty, it's a natural process
Mhm.
that does good. I One of my friends that I work with, one of my coworkers, she battles MS, and there's
Mm.
certain medications or whatever that she takes to control it. And I'm certain that she won't mind me sharing her testimony. But when I had Prince, she was teasing me about having a child at the age that I was. And would you not know it, just a few months later, she had a son on my birthday, as a matter of fact. I call him my
Wow.
godson.
Wow.
But the entire time that she was nursing him, she didn't have one symptom of MS. And this is without taking medication. And it completely regulated her body.
Brother, I can shout right now on that.
She'll tell you that. Like, was not on the medication because the medication could be difficult for the baby. But whatever God did, her not being on it regulated all her symptoms. She never had one episode, and she breastfed them. She might still be doing it. I don't know, for almost 8-9 months.
I know this is like not our topic for tonight, but maybe it is. Thank you, God, for that.
Right.
But breast milk is so uniquely awesome, and God so divinely purposed it that if the child were to be um, under the weather in any fashion, sick,
Yep.
high temperature, upset stomach, any of those things, the mother's body would reconfigure the music, the milk,
Yep.
to address the issue in the It's something about how the Most High did that,
Amen.
man.
Yep.
It's something
amazing.
about it. It's
That's-
so amazing.
Yep. It's amazing.
So yeah, I'm a fan of breastfeeding. I'm a fan of natural, and we're encouraging all of the mothers and fathers
Yeah.
to encourage
Exactly.
that get that milk, and when you busy, young ladies, just get it out of you, pump it, whatever you have to do, and then gentlemen, brothers, step up to the plate and do your due diligence, right?
Yes, sir.
Because she didn't get it by herself.
That's right. Can't do that by yourself.
She did right. Yeah.
By yourself.
That.
Sure.
So
if it's drowned, Moses probably gonna get sued.
That's the
He's gonna get
story.
sued. Like you, how can you do this? Like Egypt was gonna some type of class action suit.
That's that part. What event you think biblically, historically, would you like, or not biblically, that you would like to go to with current social media, or see like kind of how this young Jake Amber did?
Well, you couldn't beat obviously like the resurrection, but just immediately coming to mind, the first thing that came to my mind is the raising of Lazarus.
Wow, yeah.
But like even just following the whole story. Like,
yeah.
He was sick. Mary and Martha posting like he ain't come. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they ugly with it too,
right? And then he's dead.
They on some podcasts too.
Yeah, you're right. They doing the whole circuit. Like he let him die. I thought we was family. You know what I'm saying?
This is so
and
good.
Everybody is like, comment, we can't believe you let that man die. And you show up 4 days later, and it's like, the live, and then he's crying, and it's like the comments gonna be like, well,
it's definitely a reality show.
If he had to come, it wouldn't have been like that's gonna be the whole thing.
Yeah,
that would have been bananas.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I think I would really like to see that, bro.
Yeah,
to produce something like that. You know what I mean?
Man, you should do that.
That's really, really something.
That's a good show. Don't take our idea.
Right. What do you think about? What do you think about? There's two that come to my mind. Man, so many actually, but Noah.
Oh man,
the people commenting like, "Look at this, this here ain't even no rain. What even is rain? You know what I mean? Like just ragging on them so hard,
oh, gosh.
hard, boom, 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 boom." And he got one, and he like, you know what I'm saying? Haters,
Yeah,
whatever. And then before he cut it off, like he learning how to use it, but before he cut off, you're like, you hear him talking about God, why you ain't? You see how they doing me, you know what I'm saying? But the phone is still on.
Yep.
Oh man, great.
He would have to turn off his comments.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
At some point in time.
Oh yeah.
Because we'll probably get too much. But like you could just see him scrolling, the door closed, and that first drop. And that first drop, and then man,
that's amazing. That's amazing. So I would like to see that. I would like to see something about Adam and Eve and then creation.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, the pre-fallen state would be something too.
Yes, yes.
Because I've heard a lot of people say that Adam and Eve were these huge people. Like they weren't like 6 feet. They're like 8, 9 feet tall.
Right.
Like I don't know, but I've heard a lot of people say that pre-fallen man was just looked different.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I think it would have been amazing. I think it would have been amazing for real.
Yep.
Like really, really good. Man, let me show you another one, preacher, if you don't mind.
Oh, yes, sir.
This one comes from Jesse S. Bean, but he's giving us about a look, an examining look at this current state of some churches.
Okay.
And challenging our accommodating and accepting of what some churches have become.
All right, let's see it. Good morning. My name is Katie Von Sparkle, aka Christopher. My pronouns are he, she, and they. Please join me responsibly in a call to worship. Source of life in the beginning, made us and called us to love. When we forget how to love, you remind us to love. When the powers of the world try to oppress us, when our siblings in faith condemn us, let us pray. Friends, I see the image of God in you. You are beloved, holy, and liberating one. Gather us into your presence and remind us who we are, made in your image, held in your love, and called to walk in the path of life. In a world that distorts your truth, root us in courage, ground us in grace, and prepare us for what love requires of us. Amen.
So let's address two things. One, I'm going to rebuke that prayer and the weird chanting that made this whole thing feel really cultish. Secondly, you don't need to dress like this. This is only an act to please the visual senses of people, not God. God doesn't care about this any more than he cares about my tattoos. He cares about the heart, and that is what matters the most. And if you really paid attention, this preacher started saying all of the things that you would hear at a church. And yeah, you're thinking, well, yeah, dude, it is a church. But it is not the church of God. It is not inspired by God. It is not being run with the Holy Spirit. You can feel it. There's nothing there. If anything, it felt more like a cult than it did an actual loving church. All right, let's see it.
Good morning.
So what do you think, sir?
He said you could feel it, and that feeling is kind of it's a witness that this ain't right.
Yeah.
Man, you know, we just live in a very weird time where people will claim to serve a God that I guess they feel like they're smarter than.
Wow.
And I mean, I heard a very high level, intelligent, PhD, smarter than me preacher talking about fornication and homosexuality, and he was very clear that the 7 major scriptures that we say denounce homosexuality, that none of them, that's not the intent of any of them, that those scriptures are specifically talking about same-sex rape or inappropriate relationships, not same gender loving relationships. Even cited the Romans 1 passage isn't the way that we interpret it.
Wow.
And he's got a series of messages that we got to check out one of these days. That I think he's currently preaching them, or he just finished preaching them. That are set to challenge, you know, what we think about some of the things that we think. And I want to hear what he has to say, but I would say that even if you kind of tried to tell me same gender loving relationships are cool, even if you try to tell me that, how do you deal with the trans thing? Like, how can we possibly, if we can find scripture to justify same gender loving, I don't know how we could possibly find text that supports the idea that what you were born and created to be, you get to choose to be something else.
Wow. I think that is a mic drop. Really. I have dove into the deep end on this several times. I have waded in the shallow end. I have stayed on the shore and just kind of looked at people. I've resolved to a couple of points, just like yourself. That was brilliantly stated. That we have accepted. We have accepted to the point of accommodation.
Yep.
And accommodation is where the disconnect is. The camel's back is broken, if you will.
Yep.
At accommodation. And I think as believers, we are, or let me say this, as knowers, because I challenge that word belief,
Yeah.
but as knowers, we have a certain responsibility to accept.
Yeah.
And so then we need to be mindful of what that accepting means
Mhm.
and the parameters of that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense, what I'm saying?
1,000,000%. Yeah.
And then with that mindfulness of accepting, because we love the people, not the sin, the people, not the actions, the person, the soul, the creation that God made, we love. We
Right.
That is what we're accepting of, which is how the term, the phrase "come as you are" was born out of that accepting,
Right.
that love,
Right.
that grace.
Yep.
But to now in our culture, for it to be a mandate of accommodating
Yep.
is completely out of order.
Yep.
And we've talked about this on several TNTs. We have one called Strong Delusion and different ones. We even did a series on delusional. And accommodating seems to be the baseline thing.
Yeah, and it's ridiculous. It is gotten to the point where accommodation is the driving force behind much of what we do, and that's not a representation of the gospel.
Right.
And the hub of the gospel, if you will, for God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in Him shall not perish but have everlasting life. We have to stop, particularly in the church, bastardizing the concept of love and allowing people to do so.
That's it.
In the month of June, a couple of years ago, I did a series called Over Pride.
Mhm.
But in the month of June, I referenced a number of concerns that I had with the LGBTQIA plus community.
Mhm.
Now, what I told everybody was, if you are same gender loving, if you are trans, if you're in that life, please come to church. I want to see you every Sunday. Bring your wife, your boyfriend, bring them here.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the hub of the gospel is, yes, God loves you, but He loves you because He needs for you to change your life so that you can be born again. That's it. And it's not that what we would categorize as those sins are different, but accommodation is not a pillar of the gospel.
It just isn't.
Transformation is. For me, for you, for Reverend Jesse, for all of us.
Yes, all.
All of us have sinned and fallen short.
All.
And we need the grace and mercy of God to give us a chance to repent and change.
Right.
And if we have decided that we can't change for Him,
Mhm.
you're serving the wrong God.
Mammon.
Right. And we have to have space for the text, for the Bible, for the word of God, for the witness of God, to call out things that are not godly. And backbiting, lying, cheating, stealing. We understand adultery. We understand these things. And the idea that you have to accommodate somebody is not what that's not what Jesus came for. He didn't come to accommodate.
Right.
He said, I came with the sword. I came to tear some stuff up, to upset the normal kind of way that you think. And I think all of us have to be malleable enough in God to allow Him to work on us, and not obstinate in what we think is the right way.
Wow. That was my second point about love and the change, be transformed by the renewing of your mind.
Right.
I've had some wonderful conversations with people who live what we will call an alternative lifestyle, and who are very much loving people, who are fun to be around, right? But on the matter of lifestyle, they have shared that most times church folk, I'll say, preach or just speak only in condemnation to them.
Right.
Whereas I have met them, again, accepting,
Right.
but not accommodating
Right.
where they are. This is one of the basic precepts of Yahuwah, of Christ, to meet everyone where they are.
Yeah.
Yeshua. So he's going to say, I must needs go to Samaria. Why? Because I got to meet this girl that's not going to come to church. So I'm going to go where she is, right?
Right.
Pastor Joe says, if you find yourself in a wayward position in a certain way, feeling distant or not being loved, or you have this proclivity, whatever the thing, come. He said very clearly. It's not, it can't be, how they mix and match with AI your words. He said it very clear.
Clearly,
come.
Please come.
With your all of it, like bring all of that,
right.
Bring it. And so that is the part of accepting that I'm talking about. But to come and be not challenged or changed is I think the onus lies on the church and the people.
Right.
You know what I mean? The willingness to change or to hear, and then the authority to invoke change.
Right.
Man.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. You have to have a level of humility before the Almighty.
Yeah.
To allow the Almighty God to work on your life. And I think that's for everybody. It's for all 8 billion of us, not a particular community, but for all of us. We tend to not deal with the root of ungodliness. And if we don't allow him, God, his spirit, to cause us to mature and to grow up, we're just wasting our time. You know what I mean? We're just wasting our time.
Wow.
And it's just, we just got to do better. I think the church has to do better. We have to rise above just strict condemnation, right? Because that wasn't the point. You read John 3:16, you go through John 3:17, which I've heard is really the core, that Jesus didn't come to condemn, but for salvation. Well, why do you need to be saved? You see what I'm saying? Like it's kind of a simple thing.
Right.
He came to save you from you and to save me from me.
Because you couldn't do it. Because you
come on now.
If you could, it would be
right. We wouldn't need the guy that died at 33.
and they're doing selfies outside the tomb, like told you.
Right.
Wow.
Exactly.
Wow. All right, we're gonna shift gears. We'll come back to that in a second, but we're gonna shift gears to help some people. I didn't ask my production staff. the king on the controls. You ready, Reverend?
Demonic. It's demonic.
What happened? It's actually mom. What in the world?
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no. At what point do we grow some discernment? Because the moment I saw these dolls and it became popular, my spirit was like, nah. But I hear some of y'all talking about, I bring my little boo-boo to church, I bring it to Bible study, I bring it to Bible reading class, I bring it to Sunday youth night, whatever it is, y'all be bringing it everywhere. But maybe you're uninformed. The Bible says my people perish for a lack of knowledge. So here's some knowledge. The creator of the boo-boo made these dolls from a real demon from Nordic mythology called Pazuzu. He literally just switched a few letters around. He made a whole chant to go along with it. Sounds like a weird spell to me to start summoning stuff in your house. I don't know. Parents is out there buying it for their kids, and their kids are having literally conversations with the doll like they're really talking to something. It's a demon. So I know it looks cute. I know it looks trendy, but that's how
how the enemy gets you to bring stuff into your house unknowingly. I'm covered by the blood. I'm protected. Yes, you're covered by the blood. You're protected. Amen. But guess what? When the nightmares come, sleep paralysis, when stuff weird starts happening in your house, don't come blaming God. You're protected. You're covered by the blood. But since when did that mean bringing in demons into your house? It literally, you invited it, not God. You welcomed it into your house. You gave it legal right, legal authority into your home to do things in your house. Remember, God respects your free will. You want to invite demons into your house? That's what you're going to do. People all over TikTok since buying the doll have been reporting nightmares, waking up with scratches all over their body, sleep paralysis, the doll moving and catching the doll, changing eye colors. This is a creature known for being mischievous, chaotic, darkness, bringing in those things into environments. And Labubu is also known as the devil's pet. Why would you want something called the devil's pet in your house? Come on. Based off of a real demonic entity, why would you want to bring that into your house? Man, y'all done lost me. I have no idea how y'all even sleep at night knowing that this thing is in your room. Demonic.
Man, what'd you think, preacher?
So I've heard of Labubu. I've never seen one, and I heard they were. I've heard they were super popular, but I never had seen one until that video right there.
Mhm.
And I mean, what can I say besides? I just don't get it, and it could be the upbringing that I had and the super pastor Christian life that I have, but just certain stuff I just don't bang with. Like, no disrespect, I know I'm about to mess somebody's mind up, but no disrespect if this is what you are into. I don't watch horror movies. I don't watch them.
Right.
I'm not trying to. Let me look right into the camera. I'm not trying to discourage or disparage anyone who does. My brain just tells me, why am I going to pay money to be scared? Doesn't work for me. I don't watch stuff like Lucifer on TV or uh, um, stuff about the devil. I'm not going to sit in front of a screen for an hour.
The Exorcist.
No, I've
Poltergeist.
Nope, no, I'll mess with it. And I've been tricked into seeing some stuff.
What about Freddy, Nightmare on Elm?
Okay, so I've seen the first 3 Nightmare on Elm Street, and as a kid, but I don't know. I ain't seen no Jasons. I ain't seen Halloween. I seen a little Freddy, but the reason why this is a personal choice for me, and less about horror than about exorcists and those type of things, because it's not just your creativity that came up with that.
You on a thing? Well, go ahead. You know how we do. Push the gas.
Something is inspiring your creativity. And what do you think is inspired? What do you think is? One time, me and my man Mike Waller, we used to always. I don't know how we used to do this, but we used to always find ourselves like hanging out with the same young ladies.
Right.
So one time it was like, yo, let's go to the movies, right? And I'm like, cool. So I didn't even know what we were going to see. I just met him at the thing, whatever. So we ended up watching this movie. I think it was called Stigmata.
I remember that.
Irritated
the whole time.
But there's a scene in the movie where like a person is talking and like this demon manifests and this person flies across the room and looks like they're hanging on a cross. So it's like this. I'm like, man, first of all, this is not entertaining.
Right.
So why did you come up with that? Because something like the producer person, y'all spent all this money. Who wrote this? Who came up with this? And I see stuff. I don't mess with it. I mean, I don't know.
More so, as a filmmaker, I would like to add not only how you came up with it, but it got approved and funded. And presented, like promoted to the public.
Yep.
When we can't get I tell the story about this movie I did, Ithaca, with Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks. We did this film. Right. Meg Ryan had been trying to get this film done for 8 years.
Wow.
And could not get. She's Meg Ryan.
Right.
And could not get it funded. Sleepless in Seattle, Meg Ryan. It's many movies. She could not get it done. Well, I have to tell you, there was no sex. There was no drugs. There was no murder, no twerking, no racism. It was a wholesome family
Right. Couldn't get
coming of age, father goes off to war, a period piece, and he's coming back, and the son is waiting for him, and they
right.
reunite. Can't get it funded. 8 years.
Wow. Wow.
So she calls Tom Hanks, like, listen, this is a passion project. I really want to woo,
Right.
woo, woo. He says, I'll do it with you. I'll be in it. I'll help produce and give you the money. Blah, blah.
Wow. That's a crazy story.
So the movie got done, and you've never heard about it. This is still my point.
Them too?
You still never heard about it, right? And the movie was done. But you heard about Stigmata.
Yeah.
You heard about Poltergeist. You heard about, the Omen and the this and the that and the this and that.
Yep. Not my again, I'm not judging nobody. Please don't send them emails. Pastor saying I'm not. But it doesn't work for me. I'm not going to sit in front of a screen and watch stuff like that because it doesn't work for me. And maybe you've never seen an exorcism. I have. And they're not really fun experiences
or entertaining.
It is just not, and they're really scary. I tell the story all the time. We used to be in Foundation Park early in our church's ministry. We had a 30-day tent revival, and one day this lady came to the tent and was manifesting, and Andrew Johnson and the Johnson family was there, and they started praying for this young lady. They was making her. They was trying to restrain her. They was putting all type of crosses on her. And when she calmed down, all of a sudden, all you heard was dogs barking like crazy, howling, barking, running like crazy. It was the scariest thing I ever seen. In other words, there was a demon in this woman, and some kind of way, when it left, it affected the animals. This is real stuff, people. Now, it's a great movie, right? But when I was there as a 13-year-old kid,
it's not fun.
No. That's not fun to me. And so,
and this is spiritual warfare.
Exactly. This is very real, man. This is real. Like, I seen it. You know what I'm saying? People foaming in the mouth all the time. Like, man, I've seen it, man. And it doesn't work for me for a movie,
right?
And my dad, man. I get more and more like him as I get older, which happens to us. But I remember my dad telling us that he didn't really want us watching the Smurfs. Now, this is the first ones, not the ones that's coming out now.
Right.
He was like, they just doing a bunch of black magic, Gargamel and all the kind of potions and stuff. He's like, y'all shouldn't be watching that. And I'm looking at the one with Rihanna, and I'm like, my kid not watching this movie.
Right.
Because it's like, now the pastor didn't tell you not to go see the Smurfs and take your kids see the Smurfs. But I'm just saying, for me, some stuff is a deal breaker. And ain't no little boo-boos coming nowhere around me. And
you saw that, man.
No. And if somebody try to bring one in my classroom, they're getting it out of my classroom. I'm not doing it.
Simply, that's simple.
That's simple.
Now let me ask you this. I haven't seen it. Chat, you can say something in the chat. What about this film Sinners? Have you seen it?
Haven't seen it.
Nor have I.
Haven't seen it.
So I've had several people ask me to see it, want my take on it, and they seem to be, watch this, this word is intentional, enchanted with it, with the movie. So since the movie has come out, it has been revealed or exposed, I don't know, whichever one you want to say, preacher, that the young man, Mr. Michael B. Jordan, is saying that he's a Baba, like a Yoruba priest.
Oh wow!
Like he's a Baba, and his mother is like an Ife or something. Like he practices this. He practices this.
Right.
Interesting. I thought that was very interesting and noteworthy.
It is
to do this.
It is
this film.
It is, and that's the type of movie that I'm just not really interested in seeing. I know that Jordan Poole does amazing stuff, but the genre that he kind of seems to tackle isn't.
Oh yeah, Jordan Peele. Yeah.
I'm really into. I didn't even really want to see Get Out because
Right.
it just looked a little weird to me. I did see it,
Mhm,
but
mhm.
there's a lot of movies that he's done. I haven't seen any of them
Right.
because they just don't. It doesn't work for it doesn't work for me.
Right.
But again, this is a guy who will watch all the drug dealer movies. So
Right.
I'm saying,
right.
so I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just
Right,
saying
yeah.
like certain things I like, certain things I don't. I'm not trying to draw a line of like spirituality, like you're
Right.
going to hell or you
Right.
because
Right.
I'm certain that me watching like Snowfall over and over again isn't probably the most healthy thing either, right?
Right. Right.
Especially when you like, well, I love
Damson Idris.
yeah, man. But he talks about how he essentially had to summon
An indwelling, yes.
yeah, to
correct.
play the evilness in his
Correct,
role. And you
correct.
can see it. It's
He
like,
literally said, yeah,
yeah,
he
like
says
man,
that.
it's scary almost how cold but intelligent, like and brilliant he was. But that's how the enemy works. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so
Subtle,
oh man, it's so powerful.
strategic. Yeah, it is. It
Yeah,
is.
It's so powerful.
Wow.
And, yeah, man. I just they I've had to put students out of my classroom for like there'll be internet little pranks and stuff. And a couple of years ago, it was this one. It was like Jeffy or something, and they had like this thing. It's like people say yes, and I said, you can't do that in here. Not in here. You're not doing that. It's like, no. That's not negotiable. Now you can do that at home. You can do that outside, but in here, if I see it, I'm calling the prank. You can't do that here. I can't have that stuff in my. I can't have it.
What were they doing, preacher?
It's this one thing, man, where it's like I think you put a yes or a no, and it's like you got supposed to say some words, and the pencil supposed to kind of guide you or something.
So what? Yeah.
I said,
Oh, like a seance,
Yeah,
like
I
a
said,
Ouija board
not in
type.
here. Not in here. I don't even want to see no pencils in the classroom for the rest of the day.
Right. That part.
Not in here. Like, I don't know
Wow.
what you do out there, but not in here. We're not playing.
When my kids were at Dream Keepers, shout out to it's the old Roberts Park Elementary,
Yep.
but Dream Keepers Academy, the old one. There was a time where the 5th and 4th graders were wearing bangles and the colored you know where I'm going with this? Okay.
I know what you're going.
And I was like, how is this infiltrating our babies? And they literally, for those of you that don't know, you had to perform an act or in order to get it. And then so now the kids were getting their parents to buy these. They were giving them away in exchange for a sexual act or some act that you had to do. And I was the same way. I was the just helping with in school detention, the parent liaison, like teacher's aide, and subbing. I was substituting. And I immediately shut down the 5th grade hall. All the class. No, for real, brother. And then I sent out a thing to the parents.
Right.
I did it.
Right.
Yes, I'm not a teacher. I'm a concerned parent though, and my children are in the school.
Right.
And anybody, the principal didn't do it. I did it.
Right.
And I went to each classroom and said, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I got some parents that were upset, but I dealt with that. but I'm talking about bracelet. And one little girl, I just remember this little girl had bracelets all the way up her arm.
Wow.
5th grade.
Wow.
They were having a thing called rainbow party.
Yeah. I know about those as well.
So anyway, I'm just like, be aware of what your children are getting into in school. Be aware. No, none of these labubu. No, listen, be aware. That's what I'm saying.
You got to be aware.
Go in their book bag. Look what's going on.
Right. And you have to think, like, if the creator goes to a demon, they're doing that for that purpose. That's what it's for. It's not to create the next new fad or the next new doll.
Right.
It's to try to promote demonology.
Right.
And
right.
The other thing, I guess, that just gets me about that kind of whole scene.
Right.
I just don't really understand people that worship Satan.
Right.
Because the only reason why you know about him is because of God. So you're choosing the loser. Unless you think God told the story. You only know about the antagonist because of the protagonist.
Right.
And it's like it's weird.
Right.
You know, it's just weird to me.
Right.
I saw a post, I guess, not too long ago, and I guess Beyonce's sister Solange was like, she has an altar or something, and she was talking about the gods that they serve and worship and stuff. And it's like, man, Jesus is so easy, man. Just come back home, man.
But he doesn't coddle or cater to your carnality.
Yeah.
So then that's the choice.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. And I know, like right now, you know, I mean, Wakanda was a huge movie, and you know, we got it. Talking about the ancestors, and there's a lot of the whole ancestors stuff, and that we've been brainwashed. That what's the dude that said that the Bible is full of, you know, spiritualists and summoning and all this kind of stuff, and you know, I just kind of feel like, man, we don't have to keep trying to find something else when the answer seems to be right there in front of us. And Labubu it's not gonna work for me.
Man, it's definitely not gonna work for me. I can't see what it is. It's unclear, doctor. Man, I will. Since we're on this topic, let me show you this other video. We ready, co-captain? These are satanic symbols right in our everyday life and face. So, I know it went by fast. What I will do is put that on. I'll repost it on TNT Sessions on Instagram. So you got to go there and look. TNT_Sessions. TNT_Sessions on Instagram. Yeah. Check it out. I'll repost it so you can stop it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'll do the first couple of ones and stop and pause and let you see. So Tesla, the same kind of symbol. Oreos, which has these same markings. Right. And the Google Chrome sign, which is 666. All right. And he typed in Masonic symbols to get a reference. The first thing you think about is Gmail, but it's actually Google, which is Google, but it's Masonic compass. So they're making the references to that. Yeah. G. Yeah. This one I thought was interesting. Look at the App Store. Yeah. Compass. Yep. And then Facebook. Yep. Which is Tubal Cain. That's the cane of in the sign. And the gloves are everywhere. Yeah. So anyway, I'll repost that. What do you think?
Yeah,
some stuff you didn't know.
Yeah, of course I didn't know. I mean, you know, some of it, of course, I knew, but you just don't. I don't think we are aware of how commonplace this stuff is. It kind of really goes back to what we just talked about, because when you have a company, you can choose what you want to choose, right? You don't. You can go a different way. And this was my thing. I think, you know, some years ago I was, you know, preaching about, you know, some of the Baphomet and some of that. And you know, I just had to kind of have a full transparency about Jay-Z.
Mhm.
And you know, everybody knows that I love hip hop. And you know,
Look at your shirt today.
Pastor Joe. Right. And you know, Jay, I think I have, you know, all his albums or whatever. And I know that there was a time in his life where he basically just kind of didn't want to have anything to do with Christian religion because of what his grandfather was doing as a Pentecostal pastor. So he rejected it. Then there was a time where he was kind of, I don't know. But then there was a definitive time where he was doing a lot of stuff and appearing on interviews with a "Do What Thou Wilt" shirt, right?
Mhm.
So this is Jay. Jay smarter than just about everybody walking around here today, right? Probably
Right.
could have went to Harvard if he wanted to. That guy. So you don't put on that type of shirt because you think it's a nice
Cool.
shirt.
Right,
You're
right.
sending a message. Same thing,
Intentional.
right? About his beautiful, awesomely talented wife. I'm certain that you have stylists, but Beyonce's not wearing something she don't want to wear. And when you start
Right.
doing these masks and these goats and stuff, you're doing it for a purpose.
Right.
I'm not going to judge what the purpose is, but
Right.
you're doing it on purpose. Right. So when you start having these icons that you're modeling things after, you're doing it on purpose. And again, it's like you should choose the winning side on this stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You
Right.
choose the winning side. But you know, you sent me that video on Chat GPT, which was amazing.
I think I have it.
Yeah.
I couldn't find it, but yes.
Yeah. And that's, to me, that's a witness kind of to that video. Like,
Mhm.
this is kind of how things are going. It's very subtle
Yes.
and desensitizing us so that when the pseudo takeover tries to happen, we're dull and we don't really understand what's going on.
Right. Maybe I can pull that up before we get out of here.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Brilliantly done too.
It was brilliant. I totally agree. Since we on this particular thing, let me see if I can pull this other video up for you. You ready there? All right.
All right.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
I knew that first.
All right, I'm gonna cut this. I'll cut that right now. Yeah. So what do you think, preacher?
It still works.
It does still work, and they should know that. They should be reminded of it. But both of those men are being accommodated. How you feel about that? And yes, both of those males.
The lyrics of the song, I know it works. Is the bridge because it saved me. How about
Okay.
I know it works because it changed.
Come on.
All right.
Okay. So the irony though is too thick.
I don't know, man. There just was a time where we just wouldn't do certain things in church. I just don't. I don't understand like why we're very comfortable with giving praise to God in that context.
Well, you know, according to certain a certain people group, Jesus never addressed specifically certain things, and Paul did. Is according to them what did, like you were saying, the preacher referenced Romans 1.
Right.
There's several references in the first chapter of Romans to this on this wise. But that was a letter from Paul. But I think we've failed to acknowledge that these apostles and prophets were given the word from the Almighty Himself.
Yeah.
Like they were writing under the unction, right?
Yeah.
Of the Almighty.
Right. And there are certain things that we don't have a record of Jesus talking about. But if we give heed to the things that he did talk about, he covers a lot. And, you know, Jesus talks about the concept of marriage. He talks about it being originally between a man and a woman, and between one man and one woman. He talks about it. Very specific, addresses it, gives us the formula, because guess who was there at the beginning? He was. So he knows the
I got something for that. In the beginning.
In the beginning. And there is just a witness to the scriptures about the purpose of heterosexuality, of us being created. There's a purpose for us to be fruitful and to multiply and to have dominion over the earth, subdue it.
Yes.
And, you know, there are certain things that he didn't just overtly address. But what do you think he would do now, though? I think is the question. Because, I mean, just think about it, man. There are certain things that are not as overtly stated in our society 30 years ago that are now. So the message of the gospel doesn't change, right?
Right.
The foundation, but you're going to have to deal with certain things.
Right.
Social media wasn't a thing 30 years ago, right? So you have to deal with it now in the context, right, of what the Bible is going to say about, you know, what you're consuming, what you're allowing to feed your spirit.
Right.
You know, you got to deal with it, deal with the principles, the truth. And more than likely, in a first century Jewish context, they just had a kind of a basic understanding and probably didn't have a lot of overt trans or homosexual. It probably wasn't that stated, just like it wasn't that stated 30 years ago or 45 years ago or 50 years ago. I mean, there were homosexuals, of course, obviously, but it just wasn't as overt.
Right.
And so some stuff you don't really talk about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You just kind of deal with the major issues of the day.
Yeah, I think you said some good stuff. I think we would be wise to not necessarily us, but people to eisegete a portion of the text. And then because the text just confirms itself on all levels and every single, you know, it always does. So to extract or extrapolate this right here, and say we're going to eisegete, we're going to focus on this, but not charge it or challenge it with another portion of itself is out of order. And you know,
totally get it.
That's we shouldn't do that, because you're going to run into some confusion. A lot of it, actually, it will crash and burn. Definitely, you can eisegete a section, but it only stands strong on the support of the other part of the text of the I can't say it how I'm thinking, but that's
you're stating it perfectly.
You can't do that because it's out of order. It only supports itself, and it welcomes the challenge. it welcomes that because it is the truth absolute.
Right. Yep.
So that's how I see it. Also, what is the need for change? So if you're created, you said this earlier about being divinely created, and then you taking the license yourself to change, what is divinely created.
Right.
When what you are called to change in the text is your mind.
Yeah. Yep.
Everything else will change when you change. That's specifically the message to the people group.
Yep. Exactly.
Change your mind.
Yep.
You're refusing sound doctrine, refusing change, and saying, I want to be this. But at the same time, you have changed the natural use of the divine. What sense does that make?
It doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make sense. It's just, some stuff you just don't have to do. I mean, I guess you want to make a statement, but you just don't have to do it.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, for those people, if that is your particular lifestyle, America is a place where you can do what you want, but you don't really have to come into a church dressed that way or doing that. You're making a particular statement. Just like if I came to church in a bathing suit, it's not, I can do it, but it's not really appropriate for the moment. And I just don't understand it. Like, I don't understand why people do that. Like, what are you trying to? You're trying to make. You're trying to get a reaction from us, right? Or you're saying to the Almighty that I'm kind of big and bad and bold enough to do this in what I would call your presence.
Yeah.
And it's just very interesting to me. Very
Tower of Babel action.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Let me show you this one right here. We can conclude. Well, since we're on church, let's look at this. You ready? You ready, doctor?
Why is it so many black basketball stars, black football stars, black baseball stars want a white wife? Lord have mercy.
Since we're on church.
It's another defiance of God's law. It is a worldly way. And then it creeps over into the message. Tell me what's the difference in preaching against bobbed hair, painted face, shorts, all this, that, and other, being worldly. And we let this worldly means come right in. And we're afraid to say one thing about it. And let me tell you right up front, any of you young people, you want to marry a black man, you girls, don't ask me to do it, because I will not. I refuse. I cannot do it with a conscience toward God and look these quotes in the face. You white brother, you find a black sister, you want to marry an African or whatever more, don't ask Brother Donnie. I'll quit church, suit yourself. I'd rather you quit than me get in trouble with God. Well, glory. Why is it?
All right. What's your reaction to that, preacher?
2 weeks ago, just did a wedding in Cape Town, Virginia, where there was a white, Caucasian male marrying a beautiful black woman, which was very interesting, particularly in that part of Virginia.
Ooh, Nat Turner territory, because my mom is from there, specifically.
Right, so you know what I'm talking
there,
about.
yeah.
And it was a beautiful wedding. You know how
Where did that happen?
It was at the Log Cabin.
Yeah,
on Main Street. Right.
I know exactly where it is.
Yeah. So, it's just, I took them through counseling beforehand, and they just, it felt like to me that they're gonna make it. Like, you don't ever know, what I'm saying?
Right.
Anything can happen, but it just felt like these were two people that really were into one another and that love one another, and even their challenges, which I had to kind of try to hammer into counseling, they were working on the tools to handle them.
Yes.
She's a sister, right? So she got mouth.
Right.
and he is accepting of it, but also need her to understand. I'm gonna let you do that, but it's still gonna
It's
be
still gonna be
right. So anyway,
Wow.
very interesting.
Yeah.
You know, and you know Capron, right? You
Right.
know that, right?
Yes.
So,
yes.
very
They
interesting.
just a few years back, I was still playing down there at the time. They got their first black sheriff ever in the history of this in the history.
Right. So it's been around for 400 years. So you understand what he's saying.
Yes, Josh became the sheriff, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, that's funny. That guy, man, I've seen that clip before, and I just thought it was funny, man. Like
He sounded like he meant it.
he did, and black guys that are super successful should listen to him as a word of warning, a little bit, right? And I'm about to go a whole other way and get back right.
Right.
But in light of the recent Shannon Sharp situation, and I need to say a couple of things. How much time we got left?
As much as you need.
Okay, because
take your time and hurry up.
Everybody's probably familiar with Shannon, man. Shannon's super successful and was dealing with this 21-year-old OnlyFans white young lady, and they had these texts and stuff that she ended up bringing a lawsuit. He settled the lawsuit. The day that he settled the lawsuit, she quit OnlyFans. That very day that he settled the lawsuit, she quit OnlyFans. Thank you. Thank you. And a few weeks later, he was let go from ESPN. So let me just kind of set the stage. He was on the verge of getting a deal.
Correct.
For about $100 million for his social media empire that he had built.
Mm-hmm.
And lost that deal, had to pay her, and now is never getting that ESPN check again. He's rich, he's fine, he's got his social media stuff, he's gonna be fine. But those hundreds of millions of dollars that he worked his whole life to earn went away in just a few seconds. Now, did it go away because the young lady was white? No. It went away because he was not guarding himself and understanding what he had.
Guarding.
The other thing is this: God gave him warnings.
Nah, let the camera just roll. We're just gonna keep this on. This is a revival, man.
Can I tell you? See, if you watch him, if you know him,
it's a
God sent him 2 specific warnings. One made his podcast the biggest podcast in 2024 by a man named Cat Williams. I know y'all don't want to hear this, but Cat Williams is a prophet. He's not just a comedian, he's a prophet. Mm-hmm. And when he was sitting there on that stage telling him, leave him alone. He said it.
Okay. And gave you accounts
and
about
said,
it.
I turned down this, that, and the third because when you mess with them in this space, it all goes wrong. He told him.
He did.
We watched it. We were laughing.
Yeah.
And God was speaking. And he missed it. Then Monique came.
You talking right, Doc.
My sister is a comedian. She told me that she went to a Monique show in Vegas and she said, listen to me, it was one of the worst comedy shows she's ever been in, but it was one of the best experiences she's ever had. She said all Monique did was look at the crowd and prophesy to people. Whew. And she would tell jokes and she was reading people and people were crying because she's not just funny. There's gifts are without calling or repentance. And God said, and she sat on stage across from him and said, you don't need a 26-year-old. You don't need a 36-year-old. Your auntie is telling you. She sat across and told him.
She did. Directly. After Cat Williams. After Cat.
Sat there and told the boy.
Can I say this, preacher? And you can stay on him on Pastor Joe because he goes so he can finish. But we've said this over and over. I have on TNT that the prophet or prophetess only is released after God has already told the subject.
Exactly.
Okay, that's I just want to be clear. I just have to reiterate
And
that.
he wasn't listening, and no, they was hitting him in that witness.
Yeah. So the witness, it only comes to the prophet and prophetess is bearing witness to the message, to what God already said. The still small voice that you be hearing, the thing that we're hand up writing on the wall. God has already spoke directly to you. You refuse it. And because of his grace and love and mercy, he sends someone else for you. Okay.
He's saying somebody.
Samuel, Nathan.
Yes.
I'm just.
It's what he does. He lets you know.
He does.
Right. So the pastor is calling this a worldly behavior, and this is where him and I don't agree. I'm saying, brothers that are very successful, you would do well to heed the fact that you have to be very careful when you're dealing in certain money levels and certain influence levels and certain power levels, and you're dealing outside of your race, because you become a target. But if that's a person that you genuinely love and you want to be with, spend the rest of your life with, I don't think that God cares. And the principle I'm going to give is Moses married outside of his race. And what happened was he married a dark skinned woman from Cush, Ethiopia. And what happened was Miriam started popping off. And God said, you don't get to talk about him, because me and him talk face to face. And what God did was he turned her white with leprosy.
Since you want to get in there.
Right, you're getting in the wrong business. And it wasn't until she got herself together that her color came back, her pigment came back.
You're talking right.
And I don't think that God cares, and I don't really think that it's a sin. I don't think it's a product of worldliness.
Right.
But you do have to, particularly if you're an athlete or entertainer, you're in that particular space, you're dealing with a level of success. You got to understand it infuriates certain people.
I think it's wisdom that you are lacking.
Yep.
Because he always sends a word and then a message and then another word, and you still do it. I want to reference, because you referenced Moses, which is a great reference. I want to reference Samson, because he was supposed to not go, and you still going to do it anyway. This is different, right? And this is what Pastor Joe is talking about. What the man is talking about. You were given a word, to a clear word to not, just like Monique and Kat. Don't do this, and you're going to do it
anyway.
Okay. Lose your anointing anyway. Lose your strength anyway. Lose your connection anyway. Lose your hair anyway. Lose your eyesight.
The price is too high.
Oh my God.
What price to pay? For what?
So it's not the same as, you met this young lady, you met this man, and something happened, and God and love was imminent, and it was in it. No. There was a foreboding saying, hey, don't go to Timnah. Don't go that way. He was like, but they got some fine, they got this, the back is like this, the top is like this, the front is this, and they talk so sweet and bop, 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 the bop, bop, bop. Okay, then.
Yeah, man.
You got to take what come with that.
That reference, he's a modern day Samson. Samson Sharp.
This is it. That's why I say,
man,
that it?
Man.
That's you.
Yeah.
And the people clearly came to you and said, hey, get that together. As a matter of fact, watch this. You had time and space to still get it together. Grace.
Yep. Mercy was there.
Wow.
And you just didn't.
Kat was grace.
Yep.
Monique was mercy.
Yep. And man, a lot of times we're just not listening, man. We're not listening.
We're hearing, but we're not listening, which is different.
We're not listening. I'm telling you, bro, like, you know how you hear stuff in the circles, right? I was listening to him and I was like, does he really bang with them like that? Because is he not like I was saying here, like, I can't believe he's that guy. I would have just thought that he was a changed man.
Right.
They would, you know,
Pouring into him, yeah.
but it's like, no, man, that was those were God moments, man. And I know church people not gonna want to hear what I have to say about that. I know Cat cussed a lot and was a Jehovah's Witness, and Monique, she probably don't even believe in Jesus like that. You can't tell me that God was not speaking to him clearly through them, through imperfect vessels, telling him what needed to be said.
Okay.
Okay,
Then. I love it. Listen, let's end with this.
Yes,
Since
sir.
he was the same God, let's go back to the beginning and see how he will speak to us and how divinely insightful he is to put his message in eternity, wrap it in eternity, and let it be present and past and future at the same time, and was already thinking of this moment in the beginning.
Yes.
He was thinking about TNT. You ready for that, preacher?
Go.
Mind blowing. Watch this.
In the beginning. Okay, let's pause right there and look at this in Hebrew. The Hebrew word for beginning is this word right here, bereshit. And remember, they read from right to left. So we will break down every letter together. So from right to left, this is the letter Beit, Resh, Aleph, Shin, Yod, and Tav, which spells bereshit, which means beginning. The letter Beit, or B, means tent, and the letter Resh, or R, means the chief, the head chief. Together, BR is read as bar, and together it means sun. The letter Aleph is kind of like a vowel, and it means Adonai, so we'll do a heart for God. The letter Shin means to destroy, so it's kind of like, it's like a claw, so that's how I remember it. This character means hand. The letter Yod. And this last character is Tav, which is T, and it means cross or covenant. To summarize, Beit, Resh, Aleph, Shin, Yod, Tav, spelled Bereshit, which means the beginning, and it's already forming a sentence. The Son of God destroyed by his own hand on the cross. But we're not done yet. Earlier, we discussed how Beit and Resh together is pronounced bar, which means son, so there are words within this word. Another one is Shin, Yod, and Tav together. It is read say it, but the English word is thorns. And if you want to look at the concordance number, it's H7898. Next we have Resh, Aleph, and Shin, which is read as Rosh. In English, it means head. So just to prove it, we've got Resh, Aleph, and Shin right there. The next word we're going to discuss is Berosh, which is spelled with a B, R, and Shin. So it's this, except for Aleph. So this means tree, cypress tree, actually. These two together, the Shin and Yod, means gift. And again, Tav means cross or covenant. Okay, let's try to put this together. The Son of God destroyed by his own hand on the cross with thorns on his head, hung up on a tree as a gift of the covenant. Wait, so Jesus was in the beginning? Yes. In John 1:1, what does it say? In the beginning was the Word. And who was the Word? The Word was God. The Word was with God. So since the very beginning, Jesus had always been there.
Follow for more. Mind blowing.
That is from Stuff 350.
Yes, sir.
Stuff 350 gave us that. And listen, get that reaction of Pastor Joe, man. Like,
I just need a Hammond, and then
Woo.
it's over.
did you see that?
It's over. Yeah, man. See, I knew some of it. You know what I'm saying?
But it got a little more heavy than
words in the word, the compound word. Ooh. And we had a question. What are the only two books in the Bible that begin with in the beginning, Genesis and John?
See what I'm saying? So I was talking about God's divine order and how he orchestrated it, and how you think you get a mind to be higher than that. Like,
right. And we right here got, what's the thing? Lulu, what's it?
Yeah, La Boo Boo, La Mamba. Yeah.
We got altars. Like, come on, man, guys. So it's so easy. Make it so easy. Come on.
Wow.
Come on.
I thought that was amazing. So I hope you did in the chat. I hope you did in YouTube land and Facebook. I hope you thought that was as amazing as me and Pastor did. Bereshit, and do your due diligence and go and study it for yourself.
Yeah.
Don't take our word for it.
Right.
Don't take these people on Instagram's word for it. Go and do the study yourself. Like Pastor said, he knew some of those things, and then he was even blown away by even more being revealed by this young lady sharing her insight and knowledge that I feel like was deposited in her to give to us.
Right. In the beginning. I mean, just 3 words. Are you
Just the 3 words. And they say Trinity is not in there.
Yeah, that's what they say.
It's in the 3 words. That's a Trinity right there.
Trinity right there, right?
In the beginning. Wow. Okay, I'm done. I thought it was good though.
Oh man, this was fun, man.
Right? We got to get together to do it again. Reaction videos.
Yes.
Send me your video. Tnt Sessions on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, Tnt Sessions. On that Instagram, we'll get right to you. If you are familiar enough to know our numbers, you can send a text or you can send an email. Tnt Sessions. We are everywhere, and it's been summertime. We've been a little slow on the slow side, just kind of cruise control, but we are gonna start back ramping it up, and we gotta, now that we have, like, this location is really dope, right? So then we need to get a couple of people back here, like Gary Alexander, your dad, different people. So yeah, I'm excited about that.
I'm with you, man. This has been a breath of fresh air. You know, just being able to dissect the word with my brothers.
Yeah.
There's just so much. There's a lot of negative energy information in the world.
It is.
Then when you can kind of land on the plan of God in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That was so good, right? So good. In the beginning. I want to show you one of these this last thing where these are the things I was talking about, how they were making these videos like this, like Jericho, at the walls of Jericho. Can I show one more, Doc? All right, let's see.
Well, that's Peter and the homies out there. Spam W's in the chat if I should walk on the water to go see them.
I'm pregnant. So
Honey, you cheated on me?
how could you say that? I can't believe you could ever think I would do that, Joseph.
So, did you hear about Joseph? No, what happened? He actually believes this girl now. He really believes she didn't cheat on him. Yeah, that guy is beyond cooked. Yo, what's up, guys? Today we're protesting this big wall. I don't really know why, but I'm just happy to be here. Step 3 is you let your brothers throw you in a hole and leave you for dead. There is no shot these trumpets are going to break this wall. That is such cap.
All right, that's it. I see y'all laughing. So I think we back now, huh? Jesse. So was it good? What did you think?
I love it. You know, I love it.
Hold on. Let's do this. Let's end on one more. I'll give you one more. Let's see. One more. Okay. Let's see.
Yo, it's Jonah. So God literally told me to go to Nineveh, and I said, nope, book the ship to Tarshish instead. Let's see how that works out. All right, guys, got my ticket to Tarshish. Cheaper than therapy. Just gonna stay under God's radar for a bit. Okay, not gonna lie, I think the radar picked me up. Wind's crazy, shit's shaking, and I'm starting to think God's not thrilled about this trip. Okay, guys, quick update. I'm the reason for the storm. Apparently the solution is... All right, not dead. Just got swallowed by something. It smells like a wet camel in here. Okay, yeah, I deserve this. I ran, I got swallowed, and now I'm literally sitting in fish guts. God, I know you're watching. I'm listening now. I just got puked out by a fish inside of an house. And I'm covered in stuff I can't even describe. But hey, fresh air. So yeah, learn my lesson. Don't run from God. Like, comment, pray, and I'll see you in Nineveh.
See you in
Yo,
Indiana.
it's Jonah.
All right. That was it. What do you think?
Oh man, I love it. That's real good.
Thank you for being here. Jesse, what you think, brother? Those are the kind of videos I get. I'm interested in seeing how creative people are becoming with AI.
Yeah, man.
And putting those things together. And I thought it was just so creative, especially all the Bible ones just are really fascinating to me.
Yep. Absolutely hilarious, man.
Yeah.
You know, I love that. Yep.
Me too. I love it. So we thank y'all for being with us on today. TNT Sessions. This Friday, August 8th, got Force MD is going to be at venue 757. And Pastor, there's a group that's going to be there that I'm familiar with, and I'm sure you are, called Natural Blend. So that will be performing. That's right. So you can see Pastor Joe and Mike Waller that he referenced earlier, and AT, his brother. They will be there performing and singing. We got Force MDs coming. William T. Stars will be in the building. Man, it's going to be kind of a great time. Juanita Wynn is in the building. It's going to be really, really interesting. We got radio stations. To each one, tell somebody that venue757.com. You can go on the site. You can go to Instagram and see it, and Facebook. But Force MDs this Friday night and an after party.
Yep.
Blackout after party. We're black. All right.
Super excited about it. Glad to be in the number. Looking forward to it.
I can't wait. I hope somebody take pictures. I won't even be able to be there because I'll be working. I have a couple more weeks left for my shows at the Oceanfront, the Witchapungo. So you're more than welcome to come and see that. But yeah, I will be there afterwards to close it up and see what happens.
Excellent, man. Looking forward to it.
All right. We'll talk to you all soon. Thank you all for tuning in. We're going to boom out, and make sure that you share, like, and subscribe, and come back again to see us. All right. We love you guys.
Love y'all.
All right. Boom.
See you next time.
Peace. Man.
Funny, man.